I don't even know where to start. Those things that happens around you and you just watch, thinking it's all going to be okay. But it never is. That's exactly what happened to Ino, the short but beautiful girl who lived in our neighborhood. Everyone knew Ino. She wasn't like the rest of us. We live our normal life, going to work, school, or managing small businesses. But Ino was different. She was a TikToker, and not just any kind of TikToker. She was the type that everybody recognizes once you pass by her. Her videos always got thousands of views, sometimes even more. It's crazy how the internet can turn someone into a celebrity without them leaving their house. I remember the first time I heard about her. It was from the kids in the area. They were all excited, saying, "Auntie, Auntie, do you know Ino? She's famous on TikTok." I didn't take it serious at first. I mean, what's TikTok? Just some app the kids use, right? But soon I realized that people took her seriously. Everyone in the neighborhood was talking about her like she was some kind of star. It was strange because even though she lived among us, she felt so far away, like she was living in a different world. And Ino was not more than 5 feet tall, but she had this confidence that made her seem taller. She carried herself like someone who knew exactly what she was doing, and she was beautiful. Dark skin with shiny black hair and eyes that sparkled even when she wasn't smiling. She was always dressed in the latest fashion thanks to the clothes she got from the brands she worked with. She could make you want to buy anything just by wearing it or dancing to some random song on TikTok. It was like magic the way she could hold your attention, even if it was just a few seconds. I never really understood TikTok. I had heard about it from my younger cousin and some of the kids in the area, but I didn't see the point. But when I saw Ino's video for the first time, I began to get it. She was funny and she knew how to keep you watching. Her dance moves, her little skits, the way she spoke into the camera like she was talking directly to you, it all made sense. It was like she had found her calling. Everyone loved her, and in a way, we were all proud of her. But let me tell you, behind all the glamour, something was happening. I was there, I saw it all, but I never imagined it would end the way it did. It started slowly. People in the neighborhood began to notice Ino wasn't around as much. She used to walk down the streets every morning, smiling at everyone, taking selfies with the kids who adored her. But now, her doors were mostly closed. When I passed by her house on my way to the market, I would glance up at the window. It was shut, the curtains drawn. I wondered what was going on, but I didn't ask. In a place like ours, you learn to mind your business. You don't poke your nose into other people's lives unless they invite you in. So I just assumed she was busy. Maybe she was working on more TikTok videos. Maybe her fame was growing and she didn't have time for small talk anymore. But soon, the rumors started. "Auntie, do you know Ino hasn't posted in weeks?" one of the kids asked me one day. I shrugged it off, but when I checked TikTok myself, it was true. Her account was there, but she hadn't uploaded anything new. No dance video, no funny skits, nothing, just silence. The neighborhood started buzzing with stories. Some said she had moved to Lagos to further her career. Others claimed she had gotten sick and didn't want anyone to see her. I didn't believe any of it until the day I ran into her. I was on my way back from the market, carrying a basket full of yams and vegetables. It was one of those hot afternoons where the sun seemed to burn your skin and the air felt heavy with dust. I was tired, sweaty, and just wanted to get home. That's when I saw her. Ino was sitting on the steps of her house, staring out into the distance. She didn't look like herself. Her hair was messy, her clothes didn't look like the fashionable ones she always wore, and her face, it was sad. I mean really sad. I paused for a moment, unsure whether to say something, but then she saw me. "Auntie," she called out weakly. I walked over and sat down beside her.
For a moment, we just sat there in silence, and I felt like I was intruding on something I didn't fully understand. But then she spoke. "I don't know what to do," she whispered, her voice trembling. I looked at her confused. "What do you mean, Ino? You are doing great, aren't you? I see your videos all the time. Everyone talks about you. You're practically famous." She let out a bitter laugh. "Famous? What's the fame, when you don't even know who you are anymore?" I didn't know how to respond. What was she talking about? Ino was the girl everyone admired. She had everything: beauty, fame, and people who love her. But here she was, sitting in front of me, looking like she was about to break down. Ino sighed, her eyes filled with tears. "You know, I started doing TikTok because it was fun. I enjoyed making people laugh, dancing, being silly. But then everything changed. People started expecting more from me. Brands, followers, everyone wanted something. I couldn't keep up. I lost myself in all of it." She paused, wiping her eyes with the back of her hand. "The pressure got to me, Auntie. I stopped sleeping. I stopped eating. I was trying so hard to please everyone, but I couldn't anymore. It got too much." I placed my hand on her shoulder, unsure of what to say. I never imagined the life of a TikToker could be so overwhelming. From the outside, it looked so easy, but sitting there beside Ino, I realized that there was so much more to her story. She looked up at me, her eyes filled with desperation. "I can't do it anymore. I don't want this life. I don't care about the fame. I just want to be myself again." It broke my heart to hear her say that. And Ino, the girl everyone admired, was falling apart, and no one even noticed.
We were all too busy watching her videos, following her life on the screen, but none of us saw what was really happening behind the scenes. From that day on, I made it a point to check in on her. I would stop by her house every now and then, just to see how she was doing. But things didn't get better. If anything, they got worse. The rumors in the neighborhood grew louder. Some people said she had gone mad. Others claimed she was into drugs. I didn't believe any of it. But the truth was, Eno was slipping away. Her once vibrant personality was fading. She stopped going outside altogether. The last time I saw her, she barely even recognized me. She was a shell of the girl she used to be. The truth is, behind all the fame and the brand deals, Eno was struggling. I learned more about her struggles as time went on. She was born in a small town not far from here, raised by her grandmother after her parents passed away when she was young. Life had never been easy for her, and TikTok was her escape. It was the one thing that made her feel alive, that made her feel important. But the more popular she became, the more pressure she felt to keep up appearances. People expected her to be perfect all the time, to always look good, to always be entertaining. She started to lose herself in the process, becoming more and more isolated from the world around her. I remember one particular day when I stopped by her house with some food. I had noticed she wasn't eating much anymore, so I thought I'd bring her something to eat. When she opened the door, she looked even worse than the last time I saw her. Her face was pale, her eyes were sunken, and her hands were shaking. She didn't say much that day, just sat there in silence as I placed the food on the table. After a while, she looked at me and said, "Auntie, I don't even know who I am anymore. I am just a character on the screen. People see me, but they don't really see me." Her words stayed with me long after I left her house that day. It was heartbreaking to see someone so young, so full of potential, lose herself to the pressure of social media and fame. I tried to help her as much as I could, but there was only so much I could do. Eno had become trapped in a world that demanded more from her than she could give, and no one seemed to notice. And then one day, she was gone. The news spread like wildfire through the neighborhood. Eno's body was found in her room. They said it was suicide. No one could believe it. The short but beautiful TikToker who had taken the internet by storm was gone just like that. The kids who once idolized her were silent. The neighborhood felt empty without her. People whispered about her,
But no one really knew what had happened. No one knew the pain she had been carrying. I stood outside her house that day, looking up at the window where she used to wave at everyone. I couldn't believe she was gone. I felt guilty. Maybe if I had done more, maybe if I had asked the right questions, she could still be here. But that's the thing about life, isn't it? You never really know what someone is going through until it is too late. We all watched Eno's life unfold on the screen, but none of us saw the real her, the girl behind the camera, the girl who was struggling to keep up with the world's expectations, the girl who just wanted to be seen for who they really are. Now, all we have are memories. The short but beautiful TikToker who lived in our neighborhood, a girl who seemed to have it all, but in the end, lost herself in the process. Her story isn't just about fame or TikTok. It's about how we sometimes forget that behind every screen, every like, every follow, there is a person with dreams, fears, and struggles. A person like Eno, who just wanted to be seen for who they really are. Rest in peace, Eno. You will be missed. Dear listeners, I would like to clarify that the story you have just listened to is a work of fiction and not based on real events or individuals, including myself. While some elements of the story may be inspired by real-life experiences or observations, the characters, events, and situations portrayed are entirely fictional. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, or actual events is purely coincidental. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this story, and I hope you enjoyed the fictional journey it took you on. Thank you. Subscribe, like, and comment for more stories.